Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button.
Are you serious? Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm Gianna, and welcome to the We Watch It All podcast, where we watch it all and give you our opinions, aka the opinions that no one ever asked for. Don't even try to jump in now. Stay out. You know what?
I'm on my third time, and this time I just couldn't.
No, because here's my thing.
What?
No, it's fine. You don't even have to jump in because we're doing the pilot versus pilot finally, and this was my thing, so you can go. No, so you may be wondering, what is she doing here with the pilot versus pilot?
I horned in.
Because we're retooling the podcast.
Revamping.
Yeah. We have decided to not, we're going to change the original format and have more like...
Well, we want to interact more about the shows. And doing single shows makes it
hard.
I'm sorry, what's
where
the
one
matter?
of us... Cooper's
no,
talking.
Mommy's not done.
Where one of us is just talking about that show for like 5 minutes. We can't really... communicate that well,
and that's not what we wanted it to be. It was supposed to be chitty chat.
Yeah, we were supposed to be going up against each other. It was chit and chat, going up against each other, sharing our generational opinions.
Yeah. So here we are.
This is perfect.
So we're gonna do a somewhat of a theme type thing.
Yeah.
Her pilot versus pilot kind of kicked that off with. We're gonna come up with some. We have some multitudes of ideas.
Yeah, and
so
we do apologize if you can also hear a dog barking in the background.
Always somebody making noise.
He's not going to be home, and also with the retooling, don't you even think Cashew's going anywhere, okay? No. She was locked in the room right before we started recording.
We might be lucky, and she could have passed out asleep. They could have, yeah. But, no.
Sometimes they let her skip till 11, so who knows?
Charge in the car, who knows? It could be anything.
So, if you haven't listened to our other episodes, a pilot versus pilot, basically, this is our first time doing it, but what we're going to do is compare 32... pilots from comedy shows.
So now she's been watching these over a course of a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
As a sidebar, I threw this out in a week.
Yeah.
Like a crazy lady. Please don't sit on Mommy's nose. Thank you. You can have the laptop. Yeah.
So how these are matched up are completely random. They were generated and spun on a wheel and then picked to go together with each other. So if you're a workplace comedy, sadly, you're not with a workplace comedy. You could have got with who knows.
Yeah, I think... quite honestly, you could have got with a show that's not even a comedy. You'll see as we go down this little listy
So, also, the way I had picked these were shows that I had thought about watching, shows that streaming service has recommended to me, and they all were labeled on these streaming services as comedies.
Comedy, yeah. I don't know who's doing the titles, but come on.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Also, I want to make a point of saying, if you're like, why are some of the biggest comedies like Parks and Rec, Abbott Elementary, Superstore, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, all those guys are not on here? It's because I've already watched those, and these are supposed to be our first opinions, judging these pilots based off of...
Sorry, I was focusing it.
These are supposed to be our first opinions on these pilots, like, basically like we're network executives. Like, are we going to give this a full season order, or are we canceling it right at the pilot? Are we going to greenlight
it, or are we going to just can it?
Yeah. So that's our plan to do with these.
Lots of cans. Yeah. Get the cans, people.
I will say some of them were surprisingly disappointing.
Yes, surprisingly.
All right, so before we start, let's say who we think each other's pick are going to be. Because this is a little sneak peek so you know who's in the bracket here. I'm going to go with yours is probably like one of the Leah Remedy, Kevin James. And if it's not that, then I'm going to go Night Court, Reboot, or Blackish. That's a lot of options, but...
Well, I was going to say for you, Community, Reboot.
Interesting.
What was the other one I was thinking? Home Economics. But I don't know. I don't think it's enough of a comedy. I also thought maybe Lopez versus Lopez.
Interesting. I hear Cashew next door.
Yeah, Cashew's coming in with a scream. She said, I want a show.
All right, so let's start with match 1, which is AP Bio versus What We Do in the Shadows.
I can't even. It can't. It doesn't even deem the quality to talk.
Oh, by the way, we don't know who each other picked to win right now, so it's going to be a surprise as we go along here. So AP Bio for me
is on Peacock.
/NBC. It's canceled now, though, I believe, so I don't think it's on anymore. I was kind of iffy about the show, especially once I had watched its Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is another one on here. Kind of made sense why I didn't like this show, because the same actor plays the main character, Jack Griffin, who's a teacher.
Yeah.
after being fired from Harvard, and he's got to teach like AP Bio, even though he doesn't know anything
This
about
stuff
AP
doesn't
Bio.
happen in a real high school.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
and
very much not Abbott.
no. Oh God, no. I think it could have been funnier. It
Yeah.
was bitter. I think his bitter was mean, so that's what made me like
Yeah.
think, oh, these aren't really funny jokes, because he's just like downright mean. Like, I mean, the only thing that could ever happen really that was related to that was his chair being busted up, because those chairs are busted.
Yeah.
I
For
don't know.
me,
I
I
didn't
felt like
like
they
it.
did so much in 21 minutes
Yeah.
that I actually had checked, and I was like, did I click another episode and I missed
No, I did
it?
the same thing. I wasn't sure. I don't know. Like, it was dark. The tone was dark. The colors were dark. It was just a dark comedy. I'm not a dark comedy person. When I'm going for a comedy, I want someone to make me laugh. Like,
Yeah.
I need a stomach laugh.
I like see Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They both have like, to me, like the dark comedy or darker humor
It's
characters.
like dry humor type thing.
Dry humor, I guess,
Yeah.
would probably be more of like, I know like Rosa Diaz and April Ludgate. They were a little bit on the darker, dry humor, but they weren't the main part of the show. Like, they had different people had different humors, and
It wasn't just that.
I think you need to have a good ensemble cast where they are kind of more the side characters, not the main ones. And he was just bitter all the time.
How about the damn dark characters in What We Do in the Shadows
so
on Hulu?
This is from FX, and they have 4 seasons out currently, but they're getting a 5 and a 6, which I know you can't believe.
No. And 17 Emmy nominations.
But did they win those Emmy nominations?
No. But still, I went 5 minutes and I wanted to stop.
I did not.
And I did. I stopped. I stopped when the white guy showed up. I'm not.
The Baron.
I'm calling him white guy because he was a literal alien-looking white creature.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, this show is very like weird. It's a
He was okay that they were doing
about vampires in New York. It was weird. I mean,
Never hated his show more.
I found it interesting, the concept of the show.
I wrote that.
And I will say I definitely laughed at it a little bit more than AP Bio. Here's the thing.
I was so out of sorts that I spelled words wrong.
Yeah, she did. She wrote words wrong on her list there.
I wrote, I guaranteed you pocked this as a winner.
Well, let me explain why I also think AP Bio lost. When I had watched this, I started with Abbott, one of the best school shows. Then I watched AP Bio. So it's kind of like you just watch the best.
Yeah.
That's going to make that look like the worst. And then I watched What We Do in the Shadows. So it was kind of sandwiched between like potential, it kind of was not set well.
Yeah, I hear you.
So for me, I picked What We Do in the Shadows. You picked
AP Bio, just because I hated the other show so much. On to match 2.
Match 2 has Home Economics, which is on ABC/Hulu, and it's on its 3rd season, still airing. Lopez vs. Lopez is on NBC/Peacock. 1st season, also still airing. So these are quite newer shows. Home Economics, I thought it was like an interesting concept to have 3 siblings from 3 separate income brackets. It's just, the jokes were not that
They were not jokey
funny.
enough. They weren't jokey enough.
Yeah, it was
funny.
like very like, I don't know. It was more of like.
Look, if they did 10 jokes, 2 out of them were funny.
Yeah, there was a few.
Like
here
when
and
he
there.
fell off the treadmill or whatever that was that he was on. Like,
that
there
was.
was like little things, like when they were riding in the cars. Like there was
You know
stuff that
what's
was like,
actually I found more funny than the 3 main characters. I actually felt the wives
yeah, more funny.
were funnier than the actual sibling pairs because they had oldest and the middle were both have wives.
Yeah, I like the sister's wife. I thought she was funny.
Yeah, and the brother, that's his whole thing. It's like he's going through a divorce, but
yeah.
so he didn't have a wife. But I felt like they were funnier than the actual main cast.
I did like the concept of like I like a brother sister ensemble. I do like those shows, but I thought this was neat where he's narrating the middle brother that's writing a book about the 2 siblings and their story. They don't know it yet.
Yeah, which kind of seems like that's going to be their like where the show's going to end once he finishes this book.
And it'll either be good or bad. Yeah, I mean, I thought that at least they threw a twist on the brother sister.
I felt like her charger's breaking.
breaking.
I just felt like the humor was okay.
I feel like it was more of a dramedy. Well, kind of, but a drama with like a hint of comedy here and there.
More of a dramedy leading with the drama
like
than the comedy.
A hint of like funny things here and there, but not enough.
Let's just get on to the clear-cut winner here of this match. Lopez versus Lopez.
Come on now.
This is based on an actual true story. It involves TikTok in it. Mayan Lopez and George Lopez, real life father and daughter. It's completely based on a TikTok that she uploaded in real life. They based it off of this because they had not talked for a while, and this is their show of like rekindling this, and it is just so funny to me, this show.
Yeah, they are funny.
I was genuinely laughing, and I think
George Lopez is funny though.
Yeah, I mean, if
even when
he
did remember when he did he had the talk show too?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he was even funny. I mean, he was
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, no, yeah, he was funny there.
I forget that he's in that. For me, it just felt like the original George Lopez show.
And there hasn't been a Spanish comedy like
One Day at a Time. One Day at a Time.
No, I'm saying in a long time. Like we have.
No, I guess One Day at a Time. It has been a long time
for a while. Yeah.
No,
I think all of them are funny. The ex-wife is funny. The daughter's funny. The boyfriend's funny. The kid's funny. They're all real.
And they make references to the original show, which is nice because it's like, how are you not gonna talk about it?
Yeah, well, they used the same theme song, which I thought was neat from his original show. That's his theme song.
No, the Lowrider, which is what it really felt like. I felt like I was watching the original George Lopez show, and here comes his family jumping up to the Lowrider song. So for me, it was a win because
they had timing. You have to have timing in all of them, from the little kid.
They know how to all deliver jokes very well. Everybody did.
The mom and him doing the booty popping on the TikTok and all. I mean, at the end was like hilarious. But
and I like that they also use these like TikToks also as they were using them as like transitions to move through the show instead of it just being like, here we are at this next place.
They did. Yeah, they used they brought a little of the modern world into it.
Yes, it's enough of the modern world, but it doesn't feel like too much. Like they do mention the pandemic, but it's not like
overwhelming
too much.
Yeah, so he was my
winner
because he's a true comedy.
And
I don't
feel it felt like very much like a 90s early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably watch the Home Economics just because
I would
as
too.
A show, but not
as a comedy. No. Match 3. Now let me say, this is probably my least favorite matchup. Working Moms versus Teenage Bounty Hunters. And you'd say, is she saying that because they were so hard to choose? No. I didn't like either of them. Working Moms is on Netflix. It's a Canadian show. I know it airs on a Canadian channel. I'm not sure which one. There's 6 seasons. I think it's still airing.
What?
6.
Oh
my God. Know. So this was actually a show that I had put on my own list personally because I knew that Danny Kind, who I believe plays Annie, one of the moms on the show, because they're all, just like, it's like moms after just having a baby. Yeah. That's the main premise. I knew she was, hello, okay. You want to come in? You got to, maybe they're big fans of Working Moms. I don't know. Sorry.
No.
I knew she was for my Winona Earp as Mercedes, and I love Winona Earp, so I was so excited. And I had heard that Kat Burrell, who plays Nicole Hott, also in this, and she was in like the opening thing.
One little scene.
And then I didn't realize towards the end that Jeremy, who was also on Winona Earp, was there. So that was like, for me, I was like, oh, it's a little Winona Earp reunion, how fun. But I don't think I was the target demographic.
I knew that I saw you were not going to like it.
No, it's for moms. It's for moms.
It is for moms. It's a good mom show. Like if you want to see like the different versions of,
if you wanted
like,
to maybe felt heard as a mom, not so much as a comedy, but feel like somebody understood.
But mom's going back to work, and it was definitely a mom show. I mean, the only funny part was when that lady yelled out to the kid, outside the cafe. That I would love to do that. Yell at a kid and tell them your mother's a freaking saint or an angel. But that was the best part, and the bear scene when the bear came out. Yeah. Other than that, it was just
kind of like.
It did win against the Bounty Hunters for me,
will say,
but only because the Bounty Hunters were so incredibly horrible.
So this show, it's about two sisters who end up becoming bounty hunters.
Sisters? I didn't even know.
Yes, I believe they're actually twin sisters. Like,
nah.
Yes, I proved they're twin sisters here. I don't know. They end up becoming bounty hunters when they actually accidentally catch somebody's, and then they're like, they got to pay for a car. I've heard so many great things about this online. And for me, it just wasn't it. Maybe I don't even know if I'd give it another try. It's canceled, so there's no point, in my opinion, to give it a try.
No try. No more try.
No more try. I mean, besides Working Moms, like I said, it wasn't clear for me that I really, I didn't love it that much, but it had the Winona Earp connection. So
Bounty Hunters was not even a comedy.
No, it wasn't a comedy.
It was actually ridiculous. I didn't continue it.
I thought the guy who was working with them as the bounty hunter, who was the actual bounty hunter, I thought maybe he was a little funny. But other than that, like the girls themselves, the main characters, I did not find funny.
I could not see. I didn't want to give it 30 minutes, and sorry, ladies, you lose. They lost.
No, and they were longer than a traditional comedy. Most shows these were 21 minutes. Yeah, because some of them were a little.
There was a
longer.
point I looked some of them up, and I was like, oh, the Netflix ones. I was like, okay, this was.
I think Working Moms was a little bit longer as well, but that's a Canadian show, so maybe they don't follow the 21-minute rule.
I don't know. I just. It was brutal.
All right, match 4. We have Young Rock versus Better Things. Oh, God. So Young Rock is on NBC/Peacock. It's airing its 3rd season, and Better Things has, I think, just finished its 5th season on FX here. And I think
And it's 5th season?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Listen, Young Rock, its concept is interesting. I don't think it's a traditional comedy, but
I didn't really see there was no laughs in it, really.
No, I think the structure of the show is very interesting. It's like him running to be president in the future.
Yeah.
And then they have it like him telling his story
Yeah,
through
he's
like
doing like an interview.
child, teen, young adult, and then modern day
He's
rock.
doing it through like an interview, so he's going back. Which is nice.
I thought it was good. I think the casting is like really spot on between like, you know, like I would, if they told me that kid was Rock teleported into the future,
related to him or something.
I believe it. It really looked like him. I think it's. I do think it's like a different way to show your life story.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea.
It wasn't a comedy, really. No. Maybe it gets funnier. I don't know.
I think they thought like things like him like calling the police and leaving that dead guy in the car was supposed to be funny or something. But it's like, because if it's supposed to be like based on your life,
it's like, a little bit like
was that
concerning.
really real? Because that's not funny. I don't like. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I don't know. But Better Things
was not funny.
Was not better.
It's literally a single mom with 3 daughters struggling. I couldn't even actually tell you the plot besides that in the show. I couldn't find one. I really couldn't.
I think that's all it was supposed to be watching a single mom struggle, and
it's like, I mean, I don't know. Look outside your window.
But it wasn't a funny. Like, they weren't funny struggles. Like, I don't know. It was just
it
was not funny.
Just weird.
It was not funny to watch, and I don't think it was a comedy. And I also went back and looked to see like what did you list this as, and comedy. They listed it as a comedy.
Even when I actually had to Google this show because I was trying to see if I could find a thing online, and on Wikipedia they labeled it as a dark comedy. I wouldn't even give it that. It was a drama.
No, I don't know what it was. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird. And I did the whole show on that one just because I was like, maybe it's gonna change, but no, it didn't. Young Rock won because.
Do we even have to say why it won?
No.
Let's get on to match 5 here. We have 30 Rock versus Reservation Dogs here. Now, 30 Rock is on NBC/Peacock. It has 7 seasons, and Reservation Dogs is on FX/Hulu with 2 seasons. I will just jump right to Reservation Dogs. It's not a comedy, even though it is labeled as one. Oh, what are you wiping off my face?
Something, I don't know.
Reservation.
No, that was no comedy.
Reservation Dogs. It seems like ooh, there's Ringy Mayor.
Oh, hello. I'll go.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
It's gone. Yeah. I don't know what that. I think I sniffed too hard and it caused some kind of ringing mayor. I don't know. That's not good. It follows a group of Native American teens trying to get off their reservation and move to California.
But they're doing it by being thieves, basically.
And then they end up changing their mind that they're going to be like Robin Hood and give back to people instead of like leaving everybody else there struggling. It's a good show. Like, I think it's a good show. Maybe if you were labeling it as a drama, yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Or young teen angst type thing.
Yeah, it wasn't
I didn't see it as a
comedy
no.
though. Yeah.
I really couldn't find any comedy in that at all.
No, there maybe, but like it wasn't, to me it wasn't a comedy, and that's like I would definitely continue it.
That's like, I wish like if you were an executive, be like, okay, so where did you think the parts were supposed to be funny?
Yeah, like there's no way we could go and
like
ask.
Yeah, like you could actually ask like, so I'm sorry, like what part did you think was supposed to be funny because I didn't get it? Maybe then I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, maybe.
Yeah, if you had somebody who could explain it, but
yeah.
Once again, we're judging these straight off the pilot here.
Yeah, I mean, 30 Rock did win for me. I did not a fan.
No, because and here's why I was not a fan. It's pretty much like an SNL. They have their own SNL, and it's the writer rooms for SNL.
Yeah.
I don't like SNL. I've mentioned this before. I don't find their humor very funny. And as this is all SNL alumni cast,
if this is her show, not very original, girly. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Tina Fey.
Like, and I consider her one of the greats, like, of comedy. So I was like, but I felt it was very predictable. It was one of the first out there to do this like quirky kind of comedy type stuff.
The Workplace.
Yeah, it was very predictable. I knew what jokes were coming. I knew where they were going with the whole thing. Also, not an Alec Baldwin fan, so right there, I think he's getting charged with
shooting the girl.
Yeah, shooting the girl on accident.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't. I was like, like here's my thing. I always think Tina Fey's gonna be really good because I know she hangs around Amy Poehler, and I find Amy Poehler hilarious.
I think they're different.
Yeah, I think it's more of like they have like humors that can kind of bounce off each other, but not interchangeable maybe.
Sorry?
And I've had this one on my watch list for a long time.
No, I put it off for a long time.
And it's gone. It's off my watch list.
And the only reason it won and beat the Reservation Dogs is because it actually was a comedy.
No,
That's the only reason it won. It didn't win for any other reason than the fact that it was...
I probably should have picked it as well. I actually picked Reservation Dogs just because of how disappointing 30 Rock was for me, that I was like, you have to lose to something that's not even a traditional comedy. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
All right, let's move on to match 6 here.
Finally, some real comedy.
We have Kevin Can Wait versus Fresh Off the Boat. Kevin Can Wait is on CBS and / Peacock, and it has 2 seasons. And I think both these shows are done. Fresh Off the Boat is on ABC / Hulu.
Yeah, that's done too. Yeah.
6 seasons. I think it just ended relatively, like right before the pandemic. So Kevin Can Wait. The reason I wanted to watch this show was because we both like Leah Remini, and she's on the cover for this show. Thoroughly disappointed me was when I pressed play. And Leah Remini's not in it at all. Yeah. And I had to look it up because I was like,
maybe the mom in it is funny.
But... No, yeah, but I was like, maybe Leah Remini is going to join in like the next episode. No. They strictly put her in the 2nd season because they needed to fill the quota of having a lead female in their show, which is kind of even more disappointing that she was kind of just thrown in there for that. But it's just the fact that they promote it with her face all over it.
Yeah, that was the worst part, was that she wasn't there. But, I mean, like, come on, the first 5 seconds in, I'm laughing already. I mean... And they weren't even doing anything. They were talking about a gyro dish. I mean, putting mustard in or ketchup in the gyro. I mean, and they're acting out where they are. I don't know.
That one, it was funny. But for me, my main reason why I don't think I'd even continue it is because it is 2 seasons. The first season doesn't have Leah in it, and the 2nd season does, and then it's going to end right after that. Like, I would prefer to watch King of Queens then.
Well, of course,
there's more seasons.
He's just funny. I'm sorry. He knows how to do a joke. He knows how to do timing.
I mean, he's Paul Blart, for God's sake.
Yeah, he's good. So there's just no... He's just good. Fresh Off the Boat, I tried. I did watch it.
Fresh Off the Boat, I don't hate it.
It was okay. It was very predictable, again, like 30 Rock, where I feel like someone gave them a template, said, here, follow this, and you'll have a hit show.
I feel like, personally, for me, I'm not a huge fan of ABC comedies. I do know that. Like, NBC, I'm definitely... if you look at what I like, yes.
80s, 90s, I loved their comedies. ABC's, but that was back in the day. That was Fuller House. That was...
Full House.
Well, Full House. But that was all those kind of shows. That was Family Ties. That was, Growing Pains. Happy... They had all these shows that were good ABC shows. Now, yeah.
The only ABC shows that I know I like are Modern Family and Abbott Elementary. And that's it. So for me, it's kind of like... Like, I've never really liked them. Like, I think I might have tried them, but I'm not a huge fan. This show, I will say, like, the pilot didn't persuade me to keep watching it, but it didn't tell me I'm never going to watch it again.
Yeah. Not for me.
Like, I think it would kind of be like, once I get down through my comedy, like, list, I am glad that I did this, because now I can remove a couple, I will say.
Anyway.
Kevin
Can Wait.
I picked Fresh Off the Boat, just because of how disappointing it was for me to watch it and not see Leah Remini there. So that's why I did have to
push it. It's okay.
All right, match number 7 here. We have Great News, which is NBC, but on Netflix, and it has 2 seasons, and it's canceled. How I Met Your Mother, which was on CBS / Hulu, and it has like 9 seasons. Yeah, no, I didn't know it had... I mean, I felt like I knew it had this many, but I didn't know it had this many. Great News for me, it's obviously, you can kind of tell by the title, it's a news workplace comedy.
Didn't know that. Nope, didn't know it.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what I thought it was, that she was getting good news. I honestly really didn't.
It's a workplace comedy that takes place in like a news
it's like a
headquarters,
Yeah, like a news studio.
It's what I thought the morning show was going to be.
Yeah, I knew this was not going to be for you because it was just not your type of news, like workplace comedy. I knew that was not going to be.
It was just, to me, there was nothing special.
No.
And especially...
The mom was funny.
Yeah, I like
she
the
made
mom.
The whole show.
No, the mom was good.
She's also a old comedic actress as well. Like, that was what she used to do, was all comedy skits back in the day. And so she's very well versed in what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that she was good. I liked her most. I liked the kind of story, how like the daughter finally gets the job that she wants and she's fighting to be like the head writer, and the mom comes in as an intern because she wants something to do with her life. Based on, basically, I was thinking about this, what were they in church? And they both said the priest was talking to them that they should do something with their lives at that funeral.
Yes.
And so I'm curious to see where it does go with the mom working there, because like she was not as, like, the daughter was upset by the stuff that was coming out of the mom's mouth, but the other people were like not bothered by her. So I'm curious to see where it goes.
Well, as curious to see where it goes, that's kind of how I chose How I Met Your Mother, because obviously it's the story of the father telling his kids how he met their mother. But they kind of keep it like, at least from the first episode, they were like introducing this woman that you think is going to be the mother, and then it's the aunt.
Yeah. And they're like, that's how we met Aunt Robin. Yeah. And everyone was like, what? I mean, I again think, like you said, this is like a rock thing where if you're going to tell, you're going to flash back to the past, have a unique way to do it. So I think this is definitely it's an interesting way.
Interesting. I think I'll probably give it a chance because I don't know who the mom is. Like, not even just like over like seeing it online.
I would watch it, and I wouldn't be opposed to watching it. I mean, Justin Russo's in it. Yeah. You know, I mean, I know that's not his name.
What's the one too? Oh, Aunt Robin is Maria Hill from Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I meant to say that one too. Yeah. Of course, there's Doogie Howser. You know, best. But it's so weird watching him now in this show because he plays a straight guy so well. And no, what's his name? What is his name? Doogie Howser. That's not even his character. Oh my God, he's on all the HelloFresh commercials. Oh my gosh.
I don't know who Doogie Howser is.
Yes, you do. Oh, I can't think of his name, but the gentleman that plays one of his friends in the show.
The blonde guy?
Yes.
Neil Patrick Harris?
Neil Patrick Harris, thank you. He's not straight. Yeah. And he plays a straight guy so freaking well that, like, you just think he's, like, the gigolo. So he's really good. And, of course, Allison Hannigan, who's from Buffy. Yeah. Love her. She plays so kooky in this and all. But they have a good cast. I like it. I'd watch it.
Oh, well, and I know also, like, I'd watch the spinoff with Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just jump to the spinoff now with Hilary Duff because I don't know if it's going to, like, I don't know how tied it is with this show. So I don't want to spoil the show if I end up really liking it. So my winner was How I Met Your Mother. What was your winner?
Oh, Great News. Just because it was How I Met Your Mother, but then I don't know. Just I liked the mom in Great News, and I just wanted to see where it was going.
To shake up that bracket for you.
Yeah.
Match 8. Oh God, American Housewife, which has 5 seasons, and The Real O'Neills, which has 2. I wrote 5, but I think it's 2 or 3. I'm not 100% sure. That both of these are on ABC/Hulu. Now let me preference the. Did I call her the Great American Housewife?
Could have, but Lord knows she's not.
She's not. She's just the. Oh God, she's the American Housewife here, and this show was a backup show to the backup show. So I originally think I had the Connors here, couldn't find that. Then I had Call Me Kat, couldn't get it in. So this is what we got left with, and it was horrible.
Well, here's the thing with both these shows. It just came to my little noggin here.
With The Real O'Neills too?
Kind of.
Okay.
Like again, like we said.
Look, here's ABC again.
Comedy shows are supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Funny. So both of these shows, she fat shamed through the whole darn thing. It was
that was her premise, was trying to find a fatter housewife.
A fatter housewife to buy the house so that she wouldn't be the fattest housewife. Okay, I get what you're doing here, lady, but I don't know if they're trying to make that like a normal thing. The youngest daughter had anxiety. The son had he was like dealing with like he didn't want to give money to like
he was like a thief
charity, like he was trying to like hoard his money.
I forgot that. I tried
it was
to
like
black
weird
out
topics.
The
show. They were touching very hard like big topics, and even The Real O'Neills, they touched every freaking topic.
Yeah,
they touched like divorce. They touched thief. Coming out. They touched a thief. They touched the son had anorexia, body dysmorphia.
But here's my thing. I at least felt like The Real O'Neills when I watched it.
They were funny at least.
It was funny.
But here's my thing. It's like, I don't want topics like that to be what you're using to make fun.
Yeah.
So it's like they were making fun of, like, they were kind of using like the Catholic religion as the counterpart to the funny, but I'm just afraid a lot of people won't get the humor because they might not understand like the significance to the Catholic religion, but I still thought it was funnier.
Yeah, I think The Real O'Neills is funnier.
They were
I do
at least
think
funny.
I watched the first few episodes when this had started airing because I vaguely remember it, but not much. We all know if you listen to our We Talk About It All podcast, I don't have good memory. But I kind of loved the chaoticness that this was off. The cast was also like pretty good. Like they all filled their places very well. The son, the oldest, he was from True Jackson VP. That's where I first, and then I realized later.
That's the show he was from.
I realized that he was also on, he's also now on Lopez versus Lopez. So clearly this kid, he gets comedy very well. He's always kind of played that like ditzy kind of one, even on True Jackson VP. Remember, he had didn't he have like the Justin Bieber kind of flippy hair on that show? I think, or did he have short hair? I can't remember.
No, he had short hair like he has there.
Yeah, I
think it's like Lopez versus Lopez.
Yeah,
hair.
More like that. I just think this one, for me, I mean, American Housewife was boring, but
Yeah, no,
the Real Nails was simply just funnier.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Housewife, you suck.
Oh!
And you know I love a good housewife.
All right, match 9, Never Have I Ever versus the King of Queens here.
It's in the title, my friends. I'm just not gonna say it.
Never Have I Ever is on Netflix with 3 seasons. I don't know if there's more or not. And then King of Queens was on CBS/Peacock, 9 seasons. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, Never Have I Ever, it was a lot.
Yeah, I think it was like what you were saying when we were discussing it, putting these in. I think it was for a young group.
Yeah, I think it's more
even
targeted
younger than your age. It's just
I think she is she's in her sophomore year and she's trying to restart herself.
Yeah, I feel like they do a lot of I think it's
meant for I think it's meant for high schoolers. And maybe people who are early in college. And I honestly, just coming out of high school.
I thought she was funny a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I definitely felt like there was
heavy
potential.
topics, dad dies.
At a school event. Then she gets paralyzed at a school event.
Yeah, it's it was a bit much.
Yeah, I expected...
sorry.
Hold on.
Dad dying would have been suffice.
Yeah, then you paralyzed her?
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I thought it was a bit much.
I personally expected a lot more from Mindy Kaling because the most I have with Mindy Kaling is from The Office. I liked her on The Office. I thought her character was funny. But here's the thing. She did not write that character. Somebody else did. So she just portrayed it well.
The Mindy Project is in here and I actually liked it.
Really? I will talk about that once we get to there.
But I would not suspect that
this was also her show?
Nope, these two things were connected. Nope,
we'll have to wait until I get to the Mindy Project. But I don't 100% see the appeal. I mean, I do and I don't see the appeal for it, but I just know there are people that rave over this show I've seen. Yeah, but you know what? Same thing with Ginny and Georgia. People rave over that show.
I can't get into that
one. I think some of these shows are like a hit or a miss. Let's get on to King of Queens here. So this, if you know why we put Kevin Can Wait, you can assume that we put this one on here because of Leah as well. Now, this one, it is very traditional sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
They are, between them two and her father, the man that plays her father, they just all have it. So, they got it down.
Well, you know what's so funny is we always say we love Leah Remini. And we mostly, because we watched her Scientology documentary, have read her book. But I've never seen her act.
No, you never saw.
I've never seen her act. And I thought she was really good in this.
And she wasn't even half as funny as she is going forward. This, she was actually nice. She gets even funnier when the dad moves in and stuff. It's but it's just so funny.
Well, it feels like she's just herself.
They're so young. It's just, she gets even more herself.
I didn't realize, though, I also meant to do only past the 2000s. I think this started in 1998. So I was 2 years shy because we wanted to hopefully do one in the future with before the 2000s era. Now, I'm rethinking my chart here. I don't know why I picked Never Have I Ever. I don't know what mood I was in, but I'm going to switch that to King of Queens. Pardon me here. I didn't even realize that. Maybe I wrote it wrong.
Maybe, because you're crap.
My bad here, folks. All right, let's get on to match 10 here. We have Blackish versus Community. Blackish is on ABC, and I had us watch it on Disney+. I think it's on Hulu, but Disney+, we don't have any ads, so that's why I said watch it there. It has 8 seasons, and then Community is on NBC/Netflix. It has 6 seasons, and also it's going to get a movie on Peacock soon.
Really?
Yes. So here's the thing. These two shows are both huge.
Yeah.
I've only heard good things about these shows.
Blackish, first of all, I mean, what's his name? Why can't I think of it?
Oh, I don't know his name.
I knew it earlier.
Oh, I'll look. You want me to look it up? Anthony Anderson?
Anthony Anderson. So, Blackish with Anthony Anderson, he knows how to do comedy as well. He is like the black version of a Kevin James. They know timing. They know comedy. They know how to put a good group of cast together. I mean, first of all, let's come on. Every one of those people went on to their own show.
Yeah, they have 3 grownish. They have grownish and mixedish.
Mixedish. I mean, come on. I mean, when you're doing that,
that's my thing. I was kind of like,
and those are just as good. I was kind of
teetering on this because I'm like, I like it, but I'm like, I don't know. I think I need to see more of it to truly get
this is how you do a black comedy, first of all, folks. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to have just enough of the informations and the jokes and where to put the jokes where it's not. Sometimes these people were doing some of the stuff in some of these comedies it was just not funny. You were not funny. And he knows exactly where to put them so that it's a blend of good jokes and culture and the whole thing. He just had it. He had it down. I think he did
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this show, like, it has to be good. Like we said, 2 spin-offs, 8 seasons.
It's how you
there's
do a
no
comedy.
way it can't be good. I will say I did not pick this one as my winner because we do know.
I knew you'd like Community. I
better.
saw that coming a mile away.
That's
your type
but here's
show.
my thing. I've had this one also on my Blackish on my watch list for a long time. I don't think I'm gonna take it off, but I'm still definitely gonna probably watch it, especially because it's on Disney Plus and there's no ads. I'm a sucker for no ads.
I feel like Community had good potential.
Yeah.
The story was also interesting, for just not to be just oh, kids are going to school.
It's not like kids in college. It's like adults in college.
Yeah,
too.
and he's a lawyer that doesn't have his degree, and the people that form this little study group, which I assume is where they're going to revolve everything around, is like you said, different
people in the cast that can bring different pieces of humor, which is always it's
that's
why I think I like the workplace comedies because everybody's different. They have all different humors, but they jive
this
well.
one's pretty good, but there was some stuff in it that I was a little bit oh, I think you might have pushed it too far on the level of stupid.
Some of them were
him trying to get the answers and the guy stealing his car. Certain things were I don't know, but it didn't win for me because I think Black is just a top notch comedy. So
yeah.
But I could see that you would pick it because it's
definitely more into my side of Parks and Rec and all those kind of.
It's your type of.
Yeah. This one I did like them both. It came down to who did I laugh at more, and it was Community for me. That's why I love.
Oh no, those jokes I could see them a mile away. I'm
all
she's gonna think that's funny.
Here we go. Match 11, Reboot versus Blockbuster. So now both these shows, one's on Hulu, one's on Netflix. Both have 1 season. Both have been canceled.
Oh, really?
Reboot was just canceled this past weekend, so if you're just finding this out, sorry everybody.
Shuckers.
That sucks because Reboot was such an interesting concept for a show. God. It's so fun
because it's not
dogs.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like
the
them
plot
actually
twist at the end.
Them
was
actually.
Good.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I love that.
Them actually. Rebooting a show,
and just what's going on behind the scenes.
I like the concept. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Within the first 5 minutes, I was like, okay, this is kooky. I'll definitely be checking out the rest of the series.
I literally wrote that down. I'll definitely check this out.
The
even
twist
if it
at the end, like I said, like you said, it was
we won't
perfect.
spoil
It was
that.
unexpected. There's potential there that I'm surprised. I'm really surprised.
And listen, it had even if it wasn't this show, Blockbuster, it was gonna win either way, no matter what.
I tried not to fall prey to what people were saying about Blockbuster.
Blockbuster was absolutely horrible. Let me hear. I thought this show was created so that it could fail. That's how I felt watching the show.
It had to be.
And let me tell you, everybody knows I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Who's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Melissa Fumero. She was the lead female on this show. We know Randall Park. He can be very funny.
Well, Timmy was not funny.
No,
he wasn't.
I've never looked at a show and go, I know why it was canceled. I looked at the show and I knew
He wasn't carrying out the jokes in a funny way.
It was so disappointing.
No, I was so disappointed.
I feel bad for them because these two, they are both incredibly funny people outside of the show. It's the fact that, especially for Melissa coming off of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, this is the next comedy you get. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
We don't need to explain why Reboot won, do we? No. Let's go right on to next. Match 12. Here we have The Mindy Project, which was on Fox and then got moved to Hulu, but you can also watch it on Netflix. And Arrested Development, which also was on Fox, but this one got moved to Netflix.
So I really wasn't sure what to say about these two because I did like The Mindy Project more than I thought I was going to.
Interesting.
It was not what I thought it was going to be about at all, really. I don't know what I thought.
I thought it was about fashion.
I did too, but I don't know where I got that from.
I don't know where I got that from either.
She's a OBGYN, a doctor, and it's shows her struggle kind of coming,
being single,
but I like that they gave her, instead of just the typical single girl trying to find a man, they gave her that she's obsessed with romantic comedies, and that she wants to believe that her life is gonna live out some kind of rom-com, and it doesn't work out like that. And I like her brand of humor. What?
I actually said this one.
Don't like her humor? No, I can see you not liking
comparing this and then Never Have I Ever. Yeah, I'm just going with. I don't think Mindy Kaling's humor is for me, which is disappointing because I wanted to watch Velma. And now that I feel like these two, I'm not running out to get HBO Max to try to test Velma out.
I didn't dislike Arrested Development.
Yeah, I mean,
it was one of those crazy shows, like
it's a lot going
crazy
on.
family shows. Yeah, with a lot going on. Again, another favorite was in this one. Will
Arnett was in it. Which, oh my god, he was so young.
Oh my god, was he ever so young? But it was like a rich family
I feel
in
like
the middle
it could
of like
have potential. I've seen so many funny clips for it, so that the fact that the pilot was kind of like
the son also was.
I know the son too.
Yes, he was the kid that starred in.
The
Facebook show.
Yeah.
The movie for the Facebook. Yeah. I can't think of his name, but it was weird.
There's a lot of people that are from there. I think the one
Ellen's
guy,
wife is in that.
Somebody else.
The blonde lady is.
There's another
Ellen's
guy.
wife.
I think he was the bad evil manager from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this show.
Yeah, it was. But, that's the only thing that I like about certain shows like that is like seeing people that you know from other places, and you're like, oh my god, look at them back then. But it wasn't bad. It was funny. They had some funny moments. Mm-hmm. I thought there were going to be another one that was tackling like as soon as I saw the barge with the gay protesters. I thought,
I think the show's
but
early.
I get it. No, yeah, I know, but now because the mom came out like talking very like crass about it. I'm like, oh no, here we go. But it's definitely very, early on. But the mini project one for me because I want to see what's happening in the next episodes. Like, I'm curious about her love life. But no, I don't see the mini project as a show for you.
Oh,
like, because you're not
I picked Arrested Development because I feel like there's potential. And I have seen clips, like I said, online that, like, this show, I've laughed at these clips I've seen online. So I know in the future it clearly must pick up somewhere. And we like Will Arnett too.
But here's my thing. I think what I liked about the mini project was, first of all, it is about like her romantic life. So I did not see you liking it, but I like that she's like a strong character, but she could be funny, but she can laugh at her situations. Like I think I like when women are playing like they're not just like they're realizing they're not going to be a pushover, and that's kind of what she is in this. So I kind of liked it like for that reason too, but. I thought she was funny. I probably will continue to watch it.
So Match 13, we have Murderville, which is on Netflix, and it also has a holiday special, besides its one season.
Really? Never heard of it.
And then It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is on FX, has 15 seasons, and it's still going.
I don't know.
I don't know how.
There was so many racist jokes in here and things of that nature that were like... I was not expecting it. What the freaking hell?
I mean, I guess it was on 15 years ago, so people thought that was okay 15 years ago. Well, but also, like, I mean,
they covered, like, racist jokes right from the get-go. They covered, I mean, the guy walks into the bar and they're like, oh, we don't want no trouble. Are you kidding me?
It was like, it was everything.
I don't understand. And then when their bar becomes a gay bar, we're going to go there now. I'm like, oh, stop with these heavy topics. My God. I loved Murderville. Loved Murderville.
I thought Murderville was so good. It's such a unique concept. Oh my God. They have Will Arnett.
Not surprised that he's
playing the detective, and then they have a celebrity come in every week to play his like co-detective, but they don't get a script either, so they have to improvise.
It absolutely felt like improvisation.
I love that you could see them breaking character. It was so funny. Oh, yeah.
But they broke character in a way that they were still in it in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh, shoot, we have a break.
Like, okay, let's reset.
Yeah, it was just like, I love the premise of the show. It was different. We already, like...
It won for me.
Yeah. It was a cop show that was done very different. I liked the way he narrated it. Putting him with the celebrity was hilarious. Yeah. It was just, the
holiday special, I think, is supposed to be like
watching it.
A Christmas theme. Yeah, no, I'm probably going to continue it. Because I think there's only 6 of them, because I think it's like 3... Well,
I liked how they moved through the whole thing.
I like that you could play along with it.
Yes, I liked that it was a murder thing, but the murder was nothing like
gross and creepy.
Like it was like somebody was sawed in half, and it was fun. Yeah, it was like a kooky
I'd recommend
murder.
checking it out. It was almost like one of those Netflix interactive shows.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, Match 14. We have New Girl versus Night Court. New Girl was on Fox. It's / on Netflix. It has 7 seasons. Night Court, this is the 2023 version, and it's on NBC / Peacock, and it's currently airing throughout its first season.
Yeah,
New Girl.
Look, it was a little funny.
I kind of liked it. I liked the guys more than the girls.
Yes. Well, the one thing I liked was the way the guys talked to the girls and the way she talked to them. Like, it was like they removed the boundaries like between the genders, and like they were speaking frankly so that each one could get like where they needed to get in life. So I did like it because some of the stuff was like she's in the shower and he's like, did you shave your legs? And she's like, yeah, I will. He's like, front and back. And I'm like, nobody would say that in real life, but it was funny to me the way they were.
I felt like they were also like, the three guys were like a good contrast to like her character. Like,
I felt like it took three guys to contrast her character, which is sad because she was so like larger than life.
She was
character.
A lot.
Yeah.
For me, but I do think I maybe would probably continue the show if it lost. I do like it. Night Court is basically, it's kind of like the original one.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but it's just now the
You did when you watched that. It was basically that.
Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of like, it was a little like base level humor.
But I like Melissa Raunch. I think her name is Raunch or something.
The one girl, her. The other girl who was playing the attorney, she's from One Day at a Time. Yeah. She's Schneider. They're actually married in real life. Them.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it was nice to see she got a job after One Day at a Time. I always love when I see that. I mean, I thought it was cute. Maybe will I keep up with it since it's kind of airing now? Yeah. I kind of put this on here because I needed to fill out something else. I think there was another show that I couldn't find, or that it was like only had the last few seasons. So this is the replacement. Not entirely bingeable. Sadly, though, the reason Night Court didn't win is I do fear it may not have a long run on TV.
I did pick it because I liked that they took an original. Well, I like that they took an original, and I like when they bring the kids in and do that whole thing. So they brought the old and the new together, so I liked it.
I picked New Girl just because I thought it was a little bit funnier. Like I said, I want a binge show, and like Night Court's still airing. I think it's only like the first few seasons out, and I don't see like a long
first episodes. You mean
first few episodes?
It's like seasons. It's the first
few episodes. Sorry, and like I said, I don't see it could be running for. I don't know if it'd make it past its first season, which I feel horrible saying.
No, you know why? Because
it's kind
I
of
could like, see it. I don't know that there's
a lot
enough
to
places to go.
Go with it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got.
If it doesn't find like a cult
following, it's like a very specific niche it has to fill. And I don't know if it will. Match 15, Santa Clarita Diet, which is on Netflix and it has 3 seasons. It's been canceled. The Goldbergs, which is on ABC/Hulu, 10 seasons and it's still going.
Well, you know, it was funny.
It was kind of funny. I did kind of like it.
They took some nice clean subjects and
just some fun little fun of them. I like that it was through the sun. Like they're clearly like going to like take his home videotapes and like expand outside of like how it led to
I liked the one son thought he was getting a car and his mom bought him a necklace with a locket. Like I don't know.
It just felt like your traditional typical family sitcom. Uncle Calbo was the dad.
God,
yeah. All right. So that means also oh my God! It didn't even let me finish trying to make my joke. That means Shakira's also the dad.
Oh gosh.
See? Haha. What's so crazy is there's a lot of seasons for this Goldbergs, and I don't hear people talk about this show. So I don't know how it's been on for 10 seasons.
No, they used to. It was
but
very
now
popular
I don't.
to be, but not anymore. But
Santa Clarita Diet. It's interesting.
Yeah, here's the thing. I thought it was about a diet.
You thought about
a murder or something. It was a murder or something. I did not think it was about
It's about zombies.
What it's about.
Well, it's kind of like I guess her diet as like a zombie.
I don't know. It wasn't anything that I thought it was going to be about. But I loved Drew Barrymore, so
she was really good.
So I was down with it. She played this weird like person in the very beginning of it, and I understand now it was to show that like now she's like loose and fancy free and and basically undead.
Yeah.
But here's my thing.
I thought it leans into its goofy side, but like in a good way.
Yeah, no, it was definitely funny. I thought it was funny. Clearly, she's a zombie, but gotta say that when she bit the guy's fingers off, I almost vomited in my own mouth.
Okay, so
I had to shut it down for a minute. I do think it was funny. I just wish they
it was a little bloody for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have to choose between the two of them because I thought they both should have won.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could have slipped one in for the Teenage Bounty Hunter or something.
That's for some of the ones I was thinking.
I mean, I thought it was funny, but I just would need to know like how many times are we gonna
how many times is she gonna eat people and they're gonna have to cover it?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. I mean,
that's why I was hoping she was a vampire.
I could also see there were some things that I could see them like. You could see them if you pay close enough attention to somebody and the others who may have not been saying lines. You can almost see them breaking. Like they knew how kind of stupid and goofy this show was, and they fed into it, which was which is what makes a stupid and goofy show good. Is when you feed into it.
It was weird.
For me, I did pick that one just because the Goldbergs did feel a little like such a typical family sitcom.
Yeah, it was very, very typical.
And I was not expecting to see Drew Barrymore completely eating somebody's body on this.
Me neither. She was very good.
She did good. I did think that was very funny.
I mean, just the throwing up was hilarious.
All right, match 16, our final match of the round 1 bracket here. Extraordinary, which is now airing on Hulu. It's just started. And Space Force. I did not like any of these shows.
Nope. Not a one.
I mean, Extraordinary, it's an interesting concept that, like, she's the only one that doesn't get a superhero power, but it kind of felt like the show Powerless, but, like, more zoned into, one person.
I'm going to give them props for the story plot. I thought it was an interesting way to reverse engineer something by saying you're the only one without a power.
Yeah.
And because some of the powers that people were getting were
weird. They were like, they just picked out anything. Yeah. Like, I was assuming we'd see people with, like, a couple different people with laser eyes, but it seems like everybody gets one unique power.
Yeah.
It's really just going to follow her journey. I mean, for me, the issue with this, why I didn't like it, was that the main character, I wasn't, like, interested enough in her story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Space Force. I did not like Space Force.
No, I did. I couldn't make it through that whole thing.
I thought it would.
And I was so disappointed. Oh, Steve Carell! I thought I was so disappointed. There was hardly any jokes. And here's the thing: is though I could feel where they thought it was supposed to be a joke.
Like every time he went in his office and somebody was in there waiting for him, the guy was like, "Oh, I was supposed to tell you somebody was in there for you."
And it wasn't.
That's
funny.
not funny.
It wasn't funny. I was so disappointed. I actually wrote I wanted to forfeit these two and put like the Santa Clarita as the winner. I don't know.
No, it just.
If I wasn't allowed to do that, then it had to be Extraordinary.
Yeah,
only
I did pick Extraordinary.
She was very funny in the very opening scene. I thought she was very funny.
It was at least like I could see where the humor could be.
That one was at least funny.
And what's so disappointing is I was actually going to watch Space Force when it was first announced because I was going to first watch it when it was first ever, and Netflix marked this as a workplace comedy, so that upsets me. I don't even think it was. And what? Oh, did they lock her in the room? To me, what was also disappointing about Space Force was that you have this good cast. You had what's her face from Friends.
Yes.
And you were just and
Jane
they were just
Lynch. You had I didn't write all their names down,
but the blonde Phoebe from Friends.
Yes, Phoebe.
The other guy, you wouldn't know him, but he was on Parks and Rec. As,
no. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember who the other guy, but there was 90% of those people on that.
It was a stacked cast, and it was not funny.
I think I even wrote that somewhere over there that it was a stacked cast, and I was very disappointed with how it was. It was very sad.
All right, so we're gonna go quickly through these parts until we get to the winner.
We already explained
what
our
thoughts
about
on the show.
Yeah.
All right, so round 2, here we go. Match 1 for me was What We Do in the Shadows versus Lopez. What did you have?
No, I had AP Bio and Lopez versus Lopez. That Shadows was not leaving the shadows.
For me though, Lopez versus Lopez won because I just wasn't expecting to find it as funny as I like. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
Against Home Economics, it didn't stand a chance because it was
that's
a comedy for starters. So
yeah. Match 2 for me, I had brought Working Moms Forward versus Young Rock. I had picked Working Moms.
The same thing. Working Moms and Young Rock.
I'm sorry. No, I picked Young Rock to win this round.
Yeah, Young Rock won for me.
Yeah,
as well.
just because I didn't even want to pull Working Moms Forward because I didn't.
They only got out of here by default.
That's what I was. Literally, that's what I wrote.
By default.
I only brought them because I liked them slightly more than I like Teenage Bounty Hunters. For me, match 3 was Reservation Dogs versus Fresh Off the Boats, which I think is completely different from what you had.
So yeah, for me, 30 Rock beat out Reservation Dogs. However, Kevin can beat them out. So
well, okay. So for this one, I picked Fresh Off the Boat just because, like I said, Reservation Dogs is not a traditional comedy here, and at this point, in round 2, they really can't get past it there, even though. They kind of won because of my hate for 30 Rock. For match 4, I had How I Met Your Mother versus The Real O'Neills. And I picked The Real O'Neills twin just because How I Met Your Mother was a little too slow for me, even though I am curious about the show.
I went with The Great News because, I liked it. I mean, I would have went with How You Met Your Mother too, but I let that one win over it. And there's no way American Housewife was winning anything, so The Real O'Neills won. And then... You went on to say who won out of those two?
Yeah, I did. I said The Real O'Neills for me won.
Oh, Great News won for me.
And then for match 5, I had Never Have I Ever versus...
Take your time, sir.
For me, for match 5, I had Never Have I Ever versus Community. I just, like I said, I don't think Never Have I Ever was for me. And this is actually the part where I was talking about, I'll mention it later with the Mindy Project. I felt like if you really think about it, the Mindy Project and Never Have I Ever. Never Have I Ever is just the younger version of the Mindy Project. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I guess it
kind
could
of.
be. Yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, I had King of Queens, of course, because if anybody thought I was picking different or crazy. This was a tough matchup because it was King of Queens, Blackish. But King of Queens always wins for me. Sorry.
Yeah. Match 6, I had Reboot versus Arrested Development. And I picked Reboot just because it was more interesting for me.
Reboot won for me and the Mindy Project. And out of those two, obviously the Mindy Project.
For match 7, I had Murderville versus Extraordinary. And Murderville won because I did not like Extraordinary. And it was just also like a more, like I said, more interesting concept. I like that you could see the actors breaking and you can play along with it. I love that.
So, Murderville and...
You had the same thing.
Extraordinary, yeah. I Extraordinary only because Space Force was just so horrendous, and Murderville won out of that because I did like that a lot.
And then for our final match in round 2, mine was New Girl versus Santa Clarita Diet, and I chose New Girl to win just because like it was too bloody Santa Clarita Diet to really enjoy the comedy aspect. It was just like I don't want to look away every time there's too much blood.
I mean, I did do Night Court and Santa Clarita Diet, but Night Court did win for me as well too because I just couldn't. I just couldn't. Like once she bit those fingers, I was like,
I know I wasn't expecting all that. All right, so for round 3 here, my first matchup was Lopez versus Young Rock.
Mine too as well.
And I picked Lopez versus Lopez because it was just obviously funnier.
I picked the same thing. Mine went the same route, same exact route.
And then for my second match in this round, I had Fresh Off the Boat versus the Real O'Neills. And to me, I picked the Real O'Neills just because, like I said, it was funnier. And I can vaguely recall the first few episodes. And I know that show, is going to pick up and get better. I don't know, for Fresh Off the Boat.
No, mine was obviously Kevin Can Wait and Great News. And Kevin Can Wait, of course, won.
Yeah. For my third match, I had Community versus Reboot. And I picked Community just because I really liked Reboot. Like, it picked up good. It was going good. It's just, it's one season, and it's one season confirmed now. So I want something that I can binge and not finish in one night. I mean, I will probably watch it, but, like I said, I want something long.
Well, King of Queens and Reboot and King of Queens won, of course, for me. There's just, they're going to probably be battling each other themselves, so it's going to be interesting.
And for the final matchup in round 3, mine was Murderville versus New Girl. I picked New Girl because also this is the same thing with match 3.
Oh, you jumped Murderville.
Well, because it was just, like I said, I want something longer. And I will probably just watch.
But you're not picking it based on the show. Like, would the show be, drawing you back in?
Yeah, no, but what I'm going to say is I will probably go and watch Murderville, but like I said, it's just that was also my thing. It's funnier, but I also want something that's going to be a longer show. I will watch Murderville because in the pilot they said Annie Murphy, who's from Schitt's Creek, is in it, so I will watch.
Yeah, but see, I don't know what they're going to end up doing. I didn't look at them the way you did. I didn't look to see how many seasons they had. Yeah. So, for me, it was a true, will this bring me back again? Reboot made me want to come see what was going to happen at the end of that one. And the Murderville, I wanted to see what it was like with the other celebrities. Yeah. So, they did.
See, mine, and even Night Court, I was kind of looking more for something to watch longer.
So I wanted to see what they were going to do. But
and I know in the holiday special, Maya Rudolph also shows up. So, I'm not, entirely erasing Murderville from my thing. Obviously, I think I'm going to I'll probably, binge it really quick. But, yeah. A long binge, New Girl has to win for that.
Oh, my. So now this is the winners, right?
This is the semifinals. This is who's going to make it to the final.
Okay.
All right. So for my match 1 for the semifinals was Lopez versus the Real O'Neills. And this is kind of tough because, like I was saying, if I'm going with a little bit of the binging status, Lopez versus Lopez is still airing. Oh, Cooper had to sneeze a little bit. And the renewal status is unknown. But the Real O'Neills only has a few seasons and it's canceled, so it's not going anywhere. I had to go with Lopez versus Lopez because I honestly did not even think I was going to make it this far, so I had to put it in the finals. And it's just funnier.
Well, I also picked Lopez versus Lopez and Kevin Can Wait. And Kevin Can Wait won, of course.
For my second matchup for the semifinals, I had Community versus New Girl. And these kind of both fill the criteria of the wanting to watch a long binge show. And I found them both funny. What came down to here was Community, like I said, is going to get a movie. I'd rather binge watch the show closer to the movie's release. So it's like fresh in my memory. So I had to pick New Girl.
Okay, well, I picked King of Queens and Murderville. This was a tough one because I did like Murderville a lot. But it's King of Queens. He has to win. But here's the thing. So now if, let's say, like we said, Kevin James was not involved in this.
So eliminate that and I guess
it would have been Lopez
versus
Murderville.
Who would you have picked then?
That one would have been tough, but I feel like I've already watched Lopez versus Lopez in the George Lopez show, so I probably would have picked Murderville just because I feel like it's a unique concept on a police show. It's definitely different, so I think he would have won.
All right, well, you can go with your finals first because it's kind of,
Well, it's Kevin versus Kevin, and that's a tricky one, but I feel like I gotta go with the OG, the classic, the King of Queens.
Yeah. Well, if you're also going on my premise, bingeability, King of Queens would win.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go on that because he is,
So
the originator.
Is Lopez versus New Girl. And
if New Girl won, then you got problems.
It's kind of a tie, and I'm also... Well, let me say this. If we're going on the binge, New Girl wins. Funnier, Lopez versus Lopez wins. I'm going to give a little spoiler here. I've actually, in the time that it took you to watch it, I've actually completely watched Lopez versus Lopez. And it is so funny, that show.
So would you change your opinion then?
If I was going based on strictly the funniest show between Lopez versus Lopez and New Girl, it's Lopez versus Lopez. That show is so funny. I will do a little spoiler. I won't say what episode, but they bring the whole family back from the George Lopez show for an episode.
Really?
The whole entire family. The son, the mother, the wife, the friend. They have everybody come back. They also have Rita Moreno. She guest appears on an episode. You guys know I love One Day at a Time. It's so funny. I'm completely caught up with the show, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to finish watching it too.
Yeah,
but
I would.
I'm going to go back and rewatch my Kevin James because he's just...
So
I have to cough. Hold on.
So if we take Lopez versus Lopez out, the New Girl is the winner. I've been thinking about watching this show for a while.
Didn't see that coming for you.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. My second choice...
How did it beat Community?
It was
How did Community get knocked out?
Because I would rather wait to when it's closer to the movie to watch.
But see, you're bumping people for the wrong reasons.
you did. And you didn't pick those just because Leah Remini's in those.
No, I'm to be honest with you, I'm more of a Kevin James fan than Leah Remini. Like I really love him. I like her and him together, but I love how he's every movie he's done. The one with Will Smith where he was in he's trying to find a date and Will Smith is his like love coach or whatever, like it's another kind of like that. Oh, it's hilarious. He's got the shrimp face and he's hilarious. The whole I mean, anything he does is funny. But like I was going on like to me I was going on straight comedy. It doesn't make me laugh.
Yeah.
If it's a comedy it's supposed to like make me laugh, make
and
me
it
jokes.
also was a long show.
But see, you were going on like, can I binge watch the whole thing? Like,
yeah, I wanted something I could binge watch.
Yeah, but
and it was funny.
Yeah, but you can't judge like a comedy on just that.
No, but I'm saying when it came down to it, I felt like they were on the equal level. Like I felt like New Girl and Community were just as funny. But would I watch them both? Yes. But do I want to wait till Community?
Like that New Girl would beat out George Lopez. Like what?
No. On bingeability, yes. No. Overall, Lopez versus Lopez.
Yeah, but if you were just to take that first episode of New Girl against that first episode of Lopez, you're gonna tell me New Girl's gonna win?
I'm telling you, Lopez versus Lopez. I told you it's almost a tie, and technically Lopez versus Lopez won because I watched it before I even watched another episode of New Girl.
No, New Girl's not gonna get any more of my time. I gotta be honest.
Well, I'm gonna try it, and maybe I'll come back to the podcast and say I was wrong.
You were wrong. I'll save you the time.
In all honesty, I just want to rewatch One Day at a Time.
Then just do that, you fool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm going to give New Girl a shot.
Well, we're also going to do a little thing where we try to do, like, maybe, like, old One Day at a Time versus new One Day at a time. Old Night Course versus new Night Course. Stuff like that. It's kind of harder to find the old shows, so that's kind of the thing. No, I know. That's, yeah. We have a lot of shows that we were going to, like, do, and I was looking at, I added shows to your list.
We were thinking about doing this, but for more of the classic sitcoms.
Yeah, and I think these should go up against each other, in my opinion. I don't know where that page is. It should be here. Like, you had, like, Cheers, Dick Van Dyke Show. I was shocked she had that on there.
WandaVision.
Everyone hates Chris. I know why she picked it. Because Chris is now grown up in elementary. Everybody loves Raymond's a good one. Frasier. But see, like, this is the thing. Like, if we did this, I would put Frasier versus Cheers. Like, I would do that kind of stuff. Like,
well, you have a little bit more of an insight on these.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it would be good to put them. I also put Married with Children, Family Matters, Family Ties. I was trying to also mention where they're from. Head of the Class is another good one.
Mine were all Peacock and Netflix.
Who's the Boss in Growing Pains? I don't know if we can watch those, but like those two, I'd go up against each other. Like, there's certain ones I think would be fun to have them against each other. If you have any
recommendations for our classics version, let us know. We'll pick. It
is hard to get.
I will say, obviously, HBO Max was missing from this. I had about 6 HBO Max shows that I also wanted to add into this, which kind of sucks, but we don't have it right now. So maybe we'll do like a small.
They really have comedies, eh?
Yeah, they did. There were some. I'm sure. Now I'm gonna have to rethink about it and be like, are these really comedies?
No, I think you need to no, because some of them weren't.
Some of them need to be reevaluated if they're traditional comedies or not. I'd love to also maybe in the future, if you'd be interested, guys, and you, to do a bracket where we compare my favorite sitcom shows, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and all those guys, into a thing and see what you think would be your favorite pilot. Because she hates them all. Maybe not Superstore, but she hates most of them. Yeah. So this is kind of going to be what we're going to do. If you have any other brackets you want us to do, maybe like a drama, a CW show bracket. It won't always be
brackets, but...
No, but I'm just saying if you have anything else.
A themed thing of like...
Yeah, we're always going to have a little...
Classics, maybe a little versus, like, you know.
Something like that. We'll see. So if you have anything that you want us to talk about, like a show, and you're like, hey, you should do it like this,
we're down.
Go ahead and recommend it. You can leave it in hopefully a good rating or on a comment below on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and follow and turn notifications so you don't miss the episodes. We post every Monday. And on Fridays, we post on our other podcast. We talk about it all. Yeah? Where we talk about it all.
We got to wrap this up because Cooper's doing a full-blown bath.
Yeah. Also, we will not just be doing these themed episodes, especially for this month of February, because
there's other shows still coming. The Real Housewives
of New Jersey are coming out.
We cannot ignore.
The OC's coming back. Mandalorian. There's so many shows.
But it's the same premise of it's stuff that we're gonna watch together.
Yeah.
So there's
these kind of episodes will be up every Monday. As far as the other ones,
this kind of stuff is for when there's nothing that we that's current on that we want to watch together.
So, make sure you follow our Instagram because that's where you can stay updated and we'll post. We always post when a new episode
all the
goes
good
live.
stuff goes to the ground. Or not.
Okay.
But we have to go eat dinner.
Yeah. Please. We hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you think would have been your pick for the winner. Or if you're like, no, you guys both picked wrong. You're incredibly biased. Of course we are. Everybody's a little biased.
Tell us what you think. You were, though, because I think you picked a show that I would have never thought you to pick.
Well, we'll see. I'll try to start watching it, and when I come back next week, I'll let you guys know what I really think of it in our next episode. All right. Thank you so much for listening or watching.
Yeah. And still hit the button. That's still not going to change.
No, that's not going to change.
Shut that down with the button.
Oh, my God.